Gentlemen, this next record needs no introduction.
Hey, remix. Hey, I got one question. Hey. Are y'all here for the funk? Bad boy in the house.
Hey, cool. My name is Josh, 24 years old, and they call me Joshskittle, which, to be totally honest, I'm sad to say, it doesn't have too much meaning. But, yeah, originally I was part of Joshskittle crew, which originated from Las Vegas, which kind of not really too much a part of right now and representing, but when I was growing up, people from Hawaii called footwork Skittles. So kind of just relating it that way, that footwork is like the essence of our dance, the main thing of b-boying, and this is my footwork, my personal footwork. It was really cool. I think, I don't know how to phrase this, but like, I guess the less you have, and maybe, I don't know if ghetto is the right word, but like the more ghetto and not easy and pleasant life is, you learn more, I think. Because when life is easy, there's no challenge, there's no growth, there's no challenge for you to grow. And just growing up, and not to say that Philly is a bad place, but like really understanding just, you could be anywhere that just isn't gold brick road, you know. So like, yeah, growing up in a place like that really shaped me and how to be really thankful for things and to be like humble about things. And honestly, in my opinion, Kalihi was like the hot spot of like b-boying specifically. Like there was like the best b-boys, they all came from Kalihi. I'm just so happy I was born and raised there, so I got to train with some of the best and learn from the best in the island, so super great. Yes, a bit. For me personally, yeah, I mean, my ethnic background, but being in here in Hawaii where kind of it's just a boiling, just like a mesh of just every ethnic culture almost that you can think of, and so I feel like being Filipino here was actually cool and okay, and the influence wise, and just, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it influenced me too much. Not really. Honestly, maybe because I personally, again, like this real person know that I get mistaken for everything. I got mistaken for black, Spanish, Hawaiian, Samoan, everything. Like, I get mistaken for all of it, so maybe in different places I just get mistaken for something else or something not hated, I don't know. But really, like, I don't think I ever felt like it was that feeling came upon me, so. Okay, so I relate, especially if you're, so if you're dance, if you're self-expression comes from yourself, obviously. You don't need to like, I mean, it's cool to get inspirations from the outside, but I relate it totally to how I live. I like to be neat. I like things a specific way. I like to stand out and be like original and stuff. So I totally relate that to my dancing. When I do like my moves or when I do my movements, I hate when anything looks like sloppy or unpracticed or, oh, that's not supposed to be there. I'm pretty critical about that, but that's kind of like how I live too. My brother used to actually do that, or, well, yeah, he used to do that. And then I wanted to take it to a whole nother level. I wanted to do it where it kind of felt like, wow, that looks impossible, or that looks like it shouldn't even be done that way. So I like that. Again, like how I was saying, like I like to do stuff that I don't see anyone else doing, and that's what I like. That's how I like to do it, because you naturally stand out that way. So yeah, again with my life, like the way I dress, the way whatever, I'm not too fancy. I'm just like a plain dude. I don't really follow trends, hypes, nothing like that. I just stay consistent and just do how I feel and what's suitable and comfortable and meaningful to me. And that's, to me, that is like real self-expression. I'm not following, oh, this dude's doing cool stuff, or, you know, this place has cool things and I should copy this, copy that. But it's cool to get inspiration. But the wrist move, like, originally, like, it was my brother who taught me like that, but I was like, okay, I'll do something crazy, and then I'd switch it up where it's like this, and where it's like, how do you even balance that way? And I don't even know how I balance that way, but I just tried it for a long time, and it took me a while to get it, and then all of a sudden, it became more natural. But yeah. My personal opinion, basically, like, paraphrasing, like, what I've seen, what I've learned is, like, it was a movement. It began with like people who were not satisfied with how life was, and they were wanting to change it with whatever they had, and they created basically nothing. They created something from nothing, you know, and it became more than just the art. It became like how you lived, and the teachings and the lifestyle of it, like creating things daily, treating people part of, originally crews came from gangs, so and practically gangs is family, you know, that's the essence of it. I got your back, you got my back, till death to his part, basically, you know. So it had these values of like community, family, culture, friendship, and all that stuff. So to me, it was more than just the title of like, I'm a b-boy, or I'm a MC, I'm a this, I'm a that. But it was more like, how are you living? Are you passing on this culture that we created of like, oh, peace, love, unity, and having fun? You know, is that your lifestyle? Is that what you're living? Is that what you're teaching others when other people bring up hip hop and stuff like that? And like, yeah. So I think you don't need to be like, oh, b-boy that's been training 10 years or whatever to say that I'm hip-hop. You could be a person that's not interested in any, but interested in the fact that, wow, you know, they're creating things where we're bringing people together for a better purpose, and we're building something, and we're standing up for our rights. I mean, everything that hip-hop stood for what it is, and living that way, you know, like living that way as in living that way, not just some, but all, like, you know, like, yeah, not a costume that you put on, and only when you wear the costume you're hip-hop, but literally, like, when you wake up, you want to think, you want to create things, live in a way that's peace, love, unity, and having fun, and all that stuff, more than just in front of people, but when you're at home, when you're interacting with strangers, interacting with your family. So, like, yeah, for me, it's more of a movement and not a title, because when it becomes a title, anyone can take the point. You know, police officers can wear police uniforms, but not be people who carry integrity and character. You know what I mean? And for any other job title that you have, you can wear the costume, but it really doesn't matter if you don't live that way. So to me, if you're living that way, then you can. And then of course, yeah, there's always the opinions of like people getting so legalistic, and that's cool because I believe in form and structure, but at the same time I believe in being open and organic and welcoming to anyone, because technically hip-hop wasn't based on race, it wasn't based on, you know, any religion. It wasn't even based on that. It wasn't based on how skilled you are. It was just based on just being welcoming to whoever wanted to be part of it and learn. So yeah, nowadays there's just so much politics, but in my plainest words that I can say for such a loaded question, yeah. Yeah. So my philosophy is that, yes, hip-hop to me, and not in a bad way, but it's a tool just for really shaping culture and shaping the next generation and stuff like that. And growing up, I've just seen a lot of mistakes that people have done, and my own mistakes also. I wasn't perfect, so yeah, just seeing that, and then also seeing me in what I did and how hard I practiced, and just putting the work, and now seeing my platform and seeing people actually listen to me if I, you know, suggest to them things. And I take it as like me in my season that I'm at, like I have to live like a role model, because teaching kids and teaching you know, anyone basically, even if people are older than me, they could still learn stuff from me and vice versa. I could still learn stuff from them. So it's really cool. But my philosophy is, for me, it's just spiritual. I believe that my roots and history is that hip hop was created by man, but then we dig deeper that man was created by God, and I believe that God gifted gift and talents to us, because it's not like you could buy talents on eBay or you could go search it up and read a book and all of a sudden have a talent. Like you can tell if someone's just born with it, and to me that's like a divine and a spiritual gift, you know. Because I'm pretty sure, like, you know, in the early days, like, people weren't thinking, like, hey, we should spin on our heads for as long as we can, you know. It wasn't a logical thing, you know. It was like, wow, this is something different. This is a talent. But yeah, I see it as spreading from what I learned, like how God changed my life through hip hop. You know, hip hop being the tool, because I was like so lost growing up. But yeah, now using what I've learned and passing it down.
Night to morning. It's no time, but it's nice to
talking about Hawaii, for here it's definitely grown. Like, I've only been a part of the scene maybe like 10 years or so, but I was able to even just see a glimpse of it growing up when my brother was part of the scene, and seeing like how the opportunities then was a lot smaller, a lot less, but it wasn't that it was bad. It was really cool. Like the jams were just really about like culture, community, and family oriented. Like everyone was friends at the jams, and I always thought that was cool. And then it kind of had its stage where it kind of hit like a little commercial, where it was just like big, a lot. They wanted a lot of people, and then now I feel like it's kind of nicely meshing into both, where there's a lot of bystanders that just like to watch, and people who are actually part of the culture. And from now, what I see, a lot of younger people are really taking the stand of like, hey, I want to throw jams, or I want to be part of this movement, or I want to do like a canned food drive with this, and like being part of a movement instead of just sitting and letting it pass by. I think it's cool when the next generation gets it and they take ownership of what they're soon to carry. You know, the sooner they take ownership of it, the more we see it. So yeah, I'd say it has been definitely growing. Like, not in a sense where the stages are getting bigger, the prizes are getting bigger, but in a sense where people are just getting the culture that, wow, we can work together and big things can happen, and we can express ourselves in this way, or we can dress funny, do whatever, you know. And yeah, I think people are getting it more and more every year.
Clap once if you see me, clap twice if you hear me, 3 times if you feel me, whether your hands are artillery now. Clap once if you see me, clap twice if you hear me, 3 times if you feel me, whether your hands are artillery now.